Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do permutation using the fundamental principle of multiplication and addition. If you want to start the question straight away, you can skip this video by 3-4 minutes, okay? Or you can understand the explanation. It will be very quick, okay? So what is this fundamental principle of multiplication and addition? Understand, if there are two events, okay, that event could be anything, maybe selecting a card or a person or whatever. If there are two events and one event can be done in m number of ways and the other event can be done in n number of ways, and both the events have to be done maybe together or in succession, the total number of ways of doing that event is m into n. So if one event is can be done in m number of ways and the other can be done in n number of ways, then the total number of ways is m into n. But if there are two events and either you can do one event or the other event, okay? So there are two events and one can be done in m number of ways, other can be done in n number of ways, but you can either do event number 1 or event number 2, then the total number of ways is m plus n. So whenever there is an or, then you have a plus sign, and whenever there is and, that means both the events have to be done, then there is a multiplication sign. Here m and n denote the number of ways it could be done. I'll give you an example, so don't worry. Okay, so let's say there is a class that has 15 boys and 12 girls, okay? And a teacher has to select a girl and a boy, okay? So the teacher has to select a boy and a girl. The teacher needs two class representatives. So the teacher needs two class representatives. So what are the two events over here? Selecting a boy and selecting a girl. So the teacher can select a boy in 15 ways because there are 15 boys. So the teacher can select either boy number 1, 2, 3, whatever. There are 15 ways of selecting a boy, and at the same time the teacher has to also select a girl. So there are two events and both have to be done. Number of ways of selecting a girl is 12. So now when you have the number of ways of the number of events, so here we have two events, then you don't do anything, you just multiply it. So there are 180 ways in which the teacher can select a boy and a girl. But let us take the same situation, but the teacher has to select either a boy or a girl. So the teacher has to select either a boy or a girl. So means if the teacher selects a boy, the teacher, then she doesn't have to select a girl. So whenever there is an or, so you either select a boy or a girl, then you add it. 15 into 12 is equals to 27. So then, if the teacher has to select either a boy or a girl, then there are 27 ways in which the teacher can do it. But if the teacher has to select a boy and a girl, then there are 180 ways. This is the fundamental principle of multiplication and addition. Okay, now let us do some sums based on it. So the first sum is, in how many ways can five ladies draw water from five taps, assuming no tap remains unused? So all the taps have to be used. Okay, all right. So let's look at this. Now the way of doing this is that you have to first find out the number of ways of all events and then multiply it. Okay, so now look at this. Five ladies. Let's draw five ladies. Just for your understanding, you don't have to actually do it in your exam. You have to write statements. So the five ladies have to draw water from five taps. Okay, so the first lady can draw water in five ways because there are five taps. Okay, so the first lady can draw water from any tap. So the total number of ways is five. See, if you have five chocolates, then the total number of ways you can select one chocolate is five because there are five chocolates you can select any. So similarly, that lady can select any of the tap. So she has five options. So she can select it in five ways. The second lady has four options because one tap is already being used. Okay, so she has four options. Similarly, the third one has three, second one has two, and the last one has only one option left. Only one way in which this person can draw water. This last lady can draw water. Okay, So one. And the reason why is that no tab shall remain unused. So every tab shall be used. Okay. Now all these events will happen together. So there is an and. Okay. So you're going to multiply it. So you can also write it as 5 factorial, which is 120. All right. Let's look at another sum. In how many ways can four people be seated in a row containing six seats? So there are six empty seats, okay, and there are four people. So what people do over here is that they multiply 6 into 5, and then into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, or they do 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So all of this, it's wrong. Try to understand it. There are four people. You need to look at with the perspective of the people. So the first person can sit in six ways because there are six empty seats. Second person will have five, can sit in five ways because one seat is already being occupied by one person. So you write like this: first person can sit in six number of ways, second person can sit in five number of ways, similarly the third person and the fourth person. So that is 4 and 3. So the answer is 13 to 4, yeah, 360. 360 is the answer. You don't have to do anything, just find out the number of ways and multiply it. Let's look at another sum. How many numbers are there between 100 and 1000 such that every digit is either 2 or 9? Okay, so numbers between 100 and 1000 are going to be 3 digit. Okay, now we have to fill the hundreds place, tens place, and ones place. I can fill the hundreds place in two ways. It can either be 2 or 9. So there are two digits, it can either be 2 or 9. So I have two options. Correct. And here, one part of the question is that the obviously, if I have only two digits and I have to make a three-digit number, there has to be repetition. Okay, so the hundreds place can be occupied by either two or nine, so two ways. Similarly, tens place can be occupied by two or nine, so two ways. Ones place can be occupied by two or nine, so ones place I can fill it in two ways. I can either put two, digit two, or digit nine. The all these have to happen together. So there is and I'll multiply it. I'll get 2 to the power 3, which is 8. Okay, this is going to be my answer. Let's look at another sum. In how many ways can a vowel, consonant, and a digit be selected from 26 letters of the English alphabet and the 10 digits? Now, understand over here, we have and, so we have to select a vowel, we have to select a consonant, and we have to select a digit. Okay, now tell me, out of the 26 letters there are 5 vowels and 21 consonants. So now understand, this is my code: a vowel, a consonant, and a digit. Okay, now a vowel can be selected in 5 number of ways. Because there are 5 vowels, I have to select any one of them, so I have 5 ways. Now I have to also select a consonant. So there are 21 ways. Out of the 26 letters, only 26 consonants are there, or any one I have to select. Okay, so 21 ways. And how many digits are there? In maths, 10 digits: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And out of those 10 digits, again, I have to select only one digit. So I can do it in 10 number of ways, right? Or, and look over here, there is an and. So, or I have to select a vowel, I have to select a consonant, excuse me, and I have to also select a digit. So I have to multiply them, and then whatever your answer will be, that will be the answer. This is the answer. Excuse me.